Hey guys, welcome back to Blade Bloodhound. Tonight we're going to do a bigger knife. Um, Hopefully this will work when I do my tripod later. But this is the biggest one I've done probably on the show so far. But we'll do even bigger ones. When we get to the huge ones, I'll have my wife hold the camera if I have to. And we'll go from there. But anyway, this one in particular is an Edge brand Bowie knife, but it has a very unique blade shape, and hopefully I can show you in a second. We'll put it under the camera down there and we'll see. I can show you some neat things about it. It's got stag handles and had a sheath with it, which a lot of times you'll find these Solingen knives at yard sales, flea markets, and I don't know what they do with the sheaths. Maybe they disintegrate or they get old and they just throw them away, but this one actually had the sheaths, so I was kind of happy about that, because I've had to hunt a lot of sheaths in the days, so I guess buying knives for sure. Anyway, guys, let's take a look at this knife. All right, guys, so hopefully we're going to get this knife in here. I've got a tripod that's subpar, but it does the job, and that's the main thing. So let's do this. First of all, let's just zoom in on some different little things, key features I want to show you. If we look at this, it's kind of unique because it has stag handles, but the stag handles, they meet each other here. So for example, there's two pieces of stag. It's like, I don't know if that's a crack or it might just be a deep scratch, because it doesn't look too cracked when I'm looking at it from the top. But anyway, let's get back to it. Here I'm going off on something else. I gotta stay focused with y'all. But what's cool about this one is it has a very unique blade shape. So I'm gonna try to hold this without cutting myself because it is sharp. But if you notice, at first it kind of looks like there's something over the blade, but it's not. That is the blade itself. This blade is actually made like that. See how that's kind of odd? Odd yet cool, I should say. I mean, it is extremely sharp. Let's do this. Let's zoom in on the tang here. So it is marked 469. I'm gonna go slow here on the blade. That is just crazy how that looks right there. And it is thick, a very heavy knife. And then we're gonna flip it over until the handle's there. So right here, we see it says Edge brand, Solingen Germany. A little wear there, so it's kind of hard to see it. But right here, you can see the word, I say Bowie knife. Some people say Bowie, but to me that looks like Bowie. But anyway, I'm gonna zoom back out so we can get all this bad boy in here. But this blade design is just too odd. That's what made me buy this knife. It wasn't the fact that it was stag handles, which I did like that fact. But the main reason I bought it was, I said, that is a crazy blade. And when I first saw it, it's got a, if you can tell here, I know you can tighten those if they ever get loose, but this one's good and tight. I like how the stag is what I call gnarly. It's got some old pins in there. You can always tell an old knife because those pins are always straight and they're not as flush and pretty as the newer ones are. As knife makers have gotten better, they've perfected pins, but you can tell that the old ones like that, they weren't the best. I mean, they'd peen them sort of good, but a lot of times they would just be stubs sticking up. But let's go back out, see if I can get in here. I'm telling you, this thing is like, I can feel this edge like cutting in my fingers. I have to be careful. But that blade is just totally weird. It's like one big hunk of metal, yet it looks like it's a separate piece on top of it, but it's not. It's just kind of built that way. I mean, this is a house. It's a good size Bowie knife for sure. I can't remember what I gave for this, but I can promise you that it was a pretty good deal. I mean, I want to say something crazy like $20 or $25, but I can't remember. But, because I've got a couple that are not similar to this, but a couple of the big stag handles, and, you know, I buy them at different times. Sometimes they look kind of the same or similar, and it makes you wonder. I can't remember. I said, was that the one I bought or was it the other one? But it's just a big knife. I mean, I guess if you were wanting a Bowie knife and going to be attacked by a grizzly bear, you'd want something like this in your hand. But that blade is super thick. I don't know if you can tell, but I mean, it's some good steel too. It's that old carbon steel that just really, really holds an edge. I don't know who sharpened it this sharp, but I would think it would be very hard to do that. I can hardly keep my pocket knives sharp good. That's one thing I've not mastered yet, is sharpening. So anyway, it's a cool knife. Let me know if any of y'all have seen one like this before. I've never seen that blade shape. This is the first one I saw, and that's one reason I had to buy it. Anyway, guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Let me know what you think about it, and as always, come back tomorrow for your next video.